There was one toy I didn't get though. I didn't get a slip and slide. I wanted a slip and slide. Yeah, no.
Okay, so now you should have your little things here. You should have a pin. When you go to sew this, you do not want to sew the very top. Leave this top open because you're going to want to use this to flip it inside out and then stuff it. So we're going to start with the wings first. Okay, so go ahead and you can start sewing. Remember, you're going to want to sew along your choke line. So go ahead and I just set this up so.
I've got athlete's foot.
And I don't know if you guys do this, but I always double stitch on the very ends of things. Can I get scissors?
Oh, you've got athlete's foot. You better let him. Do you have dandruff?
But you can check it, make sure you have it sewn on the line. If you don't, that is still okay. You can always fix it when you go to flip it. You can always just, pull it apart a little bit, make sure you have everything pretty much tied up. Anything you don't, you can always just go back and sew a little bit.
I don't know what that is. Find it. Where is it?
Anyways, go ahead and finish up your first wing. And you might want to pause this now. But go ahead and, you can finish up your first wing, and then go ahead and then do your second, and then we'll start on the body. So now you should have 2 wings all sewn together. This extra string, as I've told you guys before, I do not know how to sew very well. So, mine don't look all that great. But you should have it all sewed up. You're going to want to cut all this extra string off. It's just easier. And then trim, not really close, but close enough. Just trim some of this extra fabric off. It'll help keep its shape when you go to fold it inside out. Alright, so you should have it cut pretty close. And then you're going to want to fold it inside out, and you should have a wing. Now, I know this doesn't look very wingish, but, part of this is going to be inside. So that you're gonna have this whole piece inside the actual fabric, so you won't even see it. But once it's stuffed, it should start looking more like a wing. Next, we're going to want to do the body. Now, when I sewed this, I just left both wing openings, like right here, is where the wing's gonna go. Both these pieces, I did not sew together. You're gonna want to leave both of these open. So you're gonna leave this side open, and you're going to leave the side open. But everything else, you can go ahead and sew up, and you can just stuff it on either one of these sides. It doesn't matter which one you're going to stuff it on. So go ahead and, bring it up to your sewing machine, and you're going to want to start. Okay, so after about 30 times, my string broke while doing this. Finally getting it to work right. So I can show you what I'm doing here. I've already gotten this part all the way around done, and the very edge of the first ear done. So it shouldn't take you too long unless you're having string problems or thread problems like I have been having. It only take you just a few minutes to actually sew this up. Even if you're not used to sewing, it does not take too long. Do the outer base of the ear. There we go. Then I always double stitch right where I leave it. And cut off the excess string. Go up and start to the side. Go ahead and start taking off your other pins. Toss them in its little thing. And then start working on the inside. I don't know where you guys want to start working on yours. Me, I just sort of fumble around with it until I figure out a position I can see clearly with. So once you found where you want to start, you know, put your little metal thingy down, your little foot, and remember to follow your chalk line. Okay, make sure you have your ears completely done. I know the first time I did this, I did not notice I left a little piece in between the very tips of the ears. Didn't come out very well. Also, if it came out weird on any part, you know, you can always just take it to the sewing machine and fix that. So now you should have everything sewn but the two sides I showed you. Right here and right here. Next thing we're going to want to do is take your scissors and just like the wings, start trimming the edges. The reason why we do that again is so that when we fold it inside out, you don't have like a rounded top, you have a more pointed top. Don't have to do it for the whole thing. You can if you want. I never do. I just do it around the points that I need to do it on. If you have a lot of excess fabric though, then I would recommend doing it. If not, don't worry too much about it. You do not want to cut around these edges though. Leave as much fabric on there as possible. It's just going to make everything else easier. So you can see I'm sort of just trimming around the edges. Didn't do too much of this when I first did my big one. Okay, then just take one of your flaps and just start to pull it inside out. Oh, I'm going to take a little bit more out here. If you run into any excess, you know, you can always just cut it out. But just start to take it inside out. Hopefully you guys will be able to see this. I have my camera angled on top of the DDR box for the mat and my cat sweater on top of a chair. So hit the little thumbs up button because of my genius. Just take you a minute to do. While you're doing the ears, make sure to take your finger and just sort of bring it in. You'll have like more of a little bump like this, and you'll have excess here. You know, you just want to take your, if you have nails, it's probably easier to do. I just ended up clipping all mine off. But, you know, just keep taking it as much fabric as you can and keep bringing it out. Also, if you're really good at sewing, you can also maybe sew straps onto this in the back, and sew in a pocket, maybe a zipper, and make this into a little backpack or purse. It's always really good for a convention. Don't even ask me how I would begin doing that. I just sort of made mine and decided, hey, if I get tired, I can use it as a pillow. Yeah. So anyways, go ahead and do all that. Make sure, like I said before, you get the tips as far out as you can. We really won't be needing the sewing machine anymore. I can't think of any other reason why we would. Bring out the ears as much as you can. If you need to, take your pair of scissors. I have a large pair, so it's not too bad. And just start sort of jabbing them in there. It should bring out your little horns. Pretty easy. So you should have your little piece here. You see, left the two pieces open. You can go ahead and take your stuffing and start on the wings, which I have no clue where I threw mine. I put my wing somewhere. Anyways, go ahead and take your wings, stuff your wings, and we'll go on to the next step.